Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Sarah, and we're here to help you learn how to control one of the worst invasive plants in our Indiana woodlands, the Asian bush honeysuckle.
We'll be showing you how to cut the larger stems and treat the stumps with herbicide. We've perfected this technique on our own property and we think you'll find it useful. This technique can also be used on other woody species like burning bush, barberry and autumn olive.
Before you go after the invasive honeysuckle, let's make sure you have it properly identified. There are several kinds of Asian bush honeysuckle, all of which produce white flowers from May into June. The flowers are fragrant and held in pairs at the junction of the stem where the leaves branch. They turn to a creamy yellow colour as they age. It is easy to identify bush honeysuckle in the fall because it's one of the last shrubs to lose its leaves. The green leaves grow opposite each other on the stem, and shrubs growing in some sun will have clusters of red berries. Older stems appear striated, and when cut, they are usually hollow in the centre. Small bush honeysuckle shrubs are easily pulled any time of year when the soil is moist. They should be left to dry out with their roots exposed to the air. With older shrubs, you could spray the foliage with herbicide in the spring, but we like fall stump treatment because it's more targeted, so uses less herbicide, and there's less chance of getting herbicide on other plants. Plus, in fall, the plant sap is moving down to the roots, and the herbicide will be carried there as well. And now Nick will show us the method.
What we're going to be using is a garden sprayer, just a simple ordinary garden spray you can pick up from Lowe's or something like that. We're going to be using in the sprayer a solution of 50% water and 50% glyphosate, and we're also going to add into that about 3 tablespoons full of blue laser dye. These are dyes that you can buy from Tractor Supply, places like that, and we add them all into the tank. It's essential to make sure that you label every single tank that you're using so you know what's in the sprayer. You might know what you've put in, but somebody else using the sprayer later in the day might not know what's in the sprayer. So make sure it's labeled and dated and ready to go. Okay, so what we've got is a simple garden sprayer here, and what we've got is an adaptation to make this much easier for you to make the applications and save on the herbicide cost. What we've got is a simple sponge from the kitchen. So a simple one of these, and all we're going to do is put it over the end of the nozzle, and then use a simple tie to secure it. Pull it tight, and then cut off the end. What this allows you to do is go to the stumps, and we'll show you in a second how we can just simply dab it and treat the stumps as you go. Okay, so here we've got some classic bush honeysuckle that needs to be controlled. What we're going to do is demonstrate cutting the stems and then doing a cut stump treatment.
Cut the stems a couple of inches from the ground using loppers, a handsaw or chainsaw. Then dab the end of the sponge onto the freshly cut stump.
A good layer on the top surface of the stem. You don't need to have it running down the side.
Treat freshly cut stumps right away, because if you wait too long, the wound will have healed and the herbicide will not be carried to the roots. Fair warning, if you don't treat the stumps, new shoots will grow back even more vigorously the next spring. If you have a lot of honeysuckle to treat, it's easier if you have at least 2 people do it together. One person cuts the stems and places a marker flag next to the stumps for the person who comes along after to treat them.
As a follow-up, check for regrowth on cut stems the following spring and spray any new leaves with a 2% glyphosate mixture following the instructions on the label for foliar spraying. That's it for this lesson. Thank you, Nick.
And thank you, Sarah.